Danielle Schneider.
I'm Casey Wilson.
Welcome to Bitch Sesh.
Real Housewives breakdown.
Guys,
It's a sad day. Another tough week.
In the Real Housewives universe, and that is the death of Mr. Bobby Zarin.
R.I.P. Bobby Z.
It's truly, I mean, I think on some level, Bobby was where we saw coarseness with Jill and a rough exterior. Bobby was the soft light behind her. He was the Jill's conscience, if you will. You disagree?
You know, I really I enjoyed Bobby on Wife Swap.
Oh, I forgot.
That was a fun romp.
Yeah, that was. He showed us his lighter side too. Yeah,
He really
course,
did.
Yeah.
It was a softer side of Sears when he wife swapped there. You know, R.I.P. Bobby.
Yeah, and Zarin Fabrics. I don't know what will happen to his empire. I hope it goes on. I'm sure
I
it
hope
will.
the fabric continues to cover everything.
Swaths of New York City from
Yeah.
here on. So we pour one out for you, Bobby Z. We hope you're doing okay, Jill. I'm glad, as we saw in our paper of record, Daily Mail, that it seemed to have brought
Quite an effect on Bethany.
I know.
The photos are, I mean, it reminded me like when JFK was shot.
Yeah.
The
it
photos.
It was like all the wives coming out. We saw Dorinda and John. We saw
Luann Instagram.
coming out of, she Instagram. Did she come out of the, I don't want to say institution because that's not what it is, but the drinking facility. I can't get my head around.
Drinking facility?
Rehab, I believe it.
The drinking facility.
I knew I got the verbiage wrong and I couldn't help myself.
The institution. Yes, she's out of that facility, I think.
She's out of the drinking facility.
Because I read that she called on all the housewives to tell them like, I'm not an alcoholic, but really, you know, she had to basically go to rehab after such a scandal. I wish she would just embrace this and be like, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Enough about Luann. I do want to say, I read that a producer from the early days of Housewives called Bethany and let her know that Bobby Z was the one that originally suggested her for the show. And that Bethany was very moved that basically all of her success is due to Bobby.
That's, to find that out, after the fact, after Bobby has passed, is tough because she can't pay
Bethany
respect.
is so clearly that person that's like so mean to someone for so long and then it all comes crashing down on her and she's like, wait, and just hysterically sobbing like she's a mess.
Yeah, she is. She is, but she wore a beautiful hat.
And was it Jill that Instagrammed the photo of her and Bethany
Jill,
crying?
I saw Snapchatting her way from the funeral to sitting Shiva. And that is a bold thing to do. I'm sorry. I mean, yes, has Bobby Z been sick for a while? Yes, we have known that this day was coming. So I'm sure on some level, when someone is sick for so long and you are taking care of them, like there is relief in it.
And there are a lot of emotions when someone passes. And some of them are elation if suddenly, and then you're weeping. But none of them are Snapchat.
No, none of them are like that picture you put 5 times on Snapchat.
That little kitty cat ears.
Yeah, that was strange. That got me to believe that.
I also read in Daily Mail that cameras were rolling.
Yes.
We will see, I guess, if that's true.
I saw cameras rolling in Daily Mail. I don't know whose camera they were or which wife brought those cameras. Could there have been 7 reality shows rolling at the same time?
Jill, set up cameras and was just like, I'll make this into something. This will be something.
This will be, put it on my reel.
Yeah. At my mom's funeral, my dad set up 3 cameras to film it from the middle and the sides and edited it together. You know, he makes commercials and edited it together and had me come in and do ADR for my speech.
Oh, Paul.
So
that's so dark. I'm so sorry.
So I was reading my speech for my mom, and at one point my voice dropped out.
I'm sure it did.
He had me come into the booth and re-record these lines.
He rented a booth?
Well, he has a booth in his office, and at one point he's like, "No, you were much more upset."
Oh my God.
And then the reason
We gotta match it.
he wanted a DVD because then, and we'll move off this. He then took my mom's funeral on the road. He did a road trip to about 15 different states and visited all my mom's different friends and played them a DVD of the funeral.
What I thought you meant, and this is much worse, but what I thought it was going to be. He said he took it on the road as like a show, like a one-man show.
Well, it was. And he had photos and frames that he would set up around the TV. It was very sweet.
Casey, when I think I know everything about you, and you and I have spent some time together at this point. We've had road trips, we've had air trips, some of them sitting together, some with you in first class, and me in steerage. But we've spent a good deal of time. We've been friends for many years. Yes. And when I think I know everything about you, about Paul, there is another layer to unpack. And I'm going to have to sleep on this tonight and just process this because I am in shock.
Honestly, if my dad were here, he'd try to sell those DVDs.
Oh, God, I'm sure it'll be on our website next to the I'm Not Taking It On shirts next week.
I will say, to wrap it up on a nice note, at the funeral, the bill, as my dad called it, was... None of this is fun. We have to laugh.
We're laughing so as not to cry.
A lot of people made their way on the bill. My aunt did not get on the bill and screamed at us at the top of her lungs, like, nobody wants me to talk at the funeral. Our mom has passed like 14 hours later and stormed and slammed the door. Somehow we did over ask a lot of people to speak, and it went very long. And I'm not exaggerating. It was like 2 hours, 50 minutes. Wow. And I was freaking out the whole time because I'm so sensitive to, like, I don't want to keep people. I don't want to. But it was my mom's funeral, but I felt so uncomfortable. I'm like, this is going on so long. But I really wanted to pay tribute. But I was just in such a weird space. And I said to my dad, I turned to him and I'm like, I really think this is going too long. Like, it's going too long. And he was like, Casey, if we turn around and no one else is in this church, it's absolutely fine. And he's like, this is for us. And it was really sweet.
Oh, wow. I want to cry.
I know. That's so, we have to take the good. We take the bad. You take them all. And there you have
Paul Wilson. I love your father. I love him with
You're welcome to do some commentary on the DVD.
I mean, should I? Happy to.
We had some outtakes.
Oh, I love Paul Wilson. I have a love in my heart that is huge. And I love that he's a part of our podcast now. He seems to be the third character.
I'm going to cool it on the Paul Wilson stories. It's just they come out so naturally.
I know.
Danielle, we have a few announcements before we bring out our lovely guest.
We sure do. I know we have been teasing it, but... tickets for our New York show are finally available. You can find them online today. That is Thursday. And it's our 4:00 show in New York on March 24th. We're going to have some great special guests. I'm really excited.
Some very special guests.
Oh, no. I'm so excited about all of our guests. This is going to be very exciting.
Yeah. So we've added a show and you can go to the website.
Yes.
I'm Instagramming all the information.
You can find it on our Instagram, but the show date is March 24th at 4:00 p.m. at the PlayStation Theater in New York City. And we're so excited that we're going to do 2 shows.
So excited.
We also have another LA show, another Largo show.
It's a Valentine's Day show and we have a beautiful, very sexy guest.
Oh, we sure do.
We wanted a man for this show.
Yeah.
Hunk.
Oh, yeah. And he is a hunk in the old sense. This guy's been on the podcast so long ago, but people called for him to come back.
He called to come back.
He called to come
every
back.
time I see him, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, put me back on.
Yes.
Mr. Jerry O'Connell will be joining us.
He's coming back. He's going to be at our Largo show, which is on February 22nd at Largo. And you can find that at largo.com.
And it will be a Valentine's Day show. We'll be celebrating love. There's so much love.
After Valentine's Day. But still,
you know what?
There'll be a lot of Valentine's treats and surprises.
Yes.
And then one more little announcement is that with the podcast, we are going to be recording our podcast, and it's going to be on for the first 3 weeks of every month. And then at the end of the month, the last Thursday of every month, we will be taking off. We've just gotten a little bit busier with our lives and our...
Stop bragging.
I have nothing to do.
I'm in my pajamas.
No, but so we will be on, the first 3 Thursdays and then be off. So those are...
Deal with it.
Yeah. And we'll come on and do little special things every once in a while, but that's the deal.
Guys, we need to bring out our guest. She's been waiting patiently, and she had to sit through Jersey, which she has refused to watch.
Yeah, with good reason. Good reason.
Now, this is a guest I've wanted to have on since the beginning and was delighted to find out she was actually a Bravo fan. Mm-hmm. She is the writer-creator, everyone, and star, thank you very much, of the Comedy Central show Another Period, along with Natasha Leggero. Please welcome Riki Lindhome.
Hi,
Riki.
I'm very excited to be here.
We're so excited. Also, she is one half of the duo Garfunkel and Oats, which is one of my favorite comedic singing duos. And they have, I know Casey and I sing some songs on this podcast, much to everyone's dismay, but these girls can really sing a song.
They sing songs people want to hear. with voices people find the sound of angels.
Yeah, that meet the note where it is.
Well, sort of. We're not that focused on our voices. We're like, well, we're okay. We're sort of like, we can post up right here. We don't harmonize at all.
But like Casey,
it's fine.
Casey can sing and Casey can hold a note and harmonize, and Casey will be like, okay, no, you go up and I'll go down, and I'm like, okay. And then Casey goes up and I just meet her where she's at.
That's what happens when we try to harmonize. So we just gave up.
It's like when two people are trying to get out a door, one person's like, you go, and then I'm just like, guess we're going through together.
Yeah, I'll meet you where you are and I won't let you pass. And that's what it sounds like when we sing together.
Ricky.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy to have you. We want to actually start with a non-Bravo franchise because Danielle and I want to issue an apology to our listeners concerning this show. Mm-hmm. Ricky, we used to hate Vanderpump Rules. Mm-hmm. Hate. We went on a binge. We hated it even more. And now all I can say is I fucking love it.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I love it.
It's the best show I've ever seen in my life.
I
am in like you wouldn't believe. It's like we fell in love with a guy we used to think was disgusting. You know that happens in a romantic comedy and you're like, that can't happen. I have fallen in love with
Oh, God.
Guys.
The only question, though, is who are those people in the cast photo?
I don't understand. It only flashes so fast that I can't count them all.
It's like Marlo's not in the cast photo of Atlanta. Who are those people in the dark? They're sort of like in shadow.
Now, it's been pointed out to me that Max, Lisa, and Ken's wayward son is in the back.
Busboy son.
Yes.
Oh, he's in there just in the shadows.
And did you guys see him at the housewarming party sitting on the couch?
No. I didn't even see.
He's grown his hair out.
Oh, he just was sitting there.
And they didn't even say Max. You know, sometimes they'll flash and they'll give someone a name. I didn't even.
I feel so sad.
No
for
one
him.
even mentioned that. You know, his ex-girlfriend Faith. That's his ex-girlfriend.
What?
Right. Yeah, his ex-girlfriend
They
Faith.
didn't even bother to put that in context for us.
He's like just sitting there watching Faith. You know, post-coital with Jax, like, or listening to the audio, and that's who he used to be with. Don't you remember? They were a couple.
It's coming back to
Ricky, thank you for that.
Isn't that crazy? Poor Max.
Poor Max, because that seems to be Max's story, just like being forgotten.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about Peter a little bit. I always forget Peter's there.
Oh, Peter, I hate.
I forget
he's the one
he's
character
there.
that my hate has held over from my last opinions about Vanderpump Rules. I hate him, even though he's cut his hair. I hate him more. I thought that I would be like, oh, get rid of that pirate hair, and now he has, and I'm like, ugh, you disgust me that you did what I said.
Who's your favorite character, Ricky?
I just don't think there's a show without Stassi. I really think she's the glue. Wow. I do. I don't know why. Who do you guys think?
I'll tell you who my least favorite is, and it's a girl named Katie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Katie lucked into that. She sort of fell backwards into that show. Do you know what I mean? She
Into
just
that
had
show, into
she was
that
just
man?
friends with the two worst people, and then just stuck it out.
You know who my favorite person is?
mine too. Lala.
Oh, she's so good. I love Lala.
She's
love her.
beautiful. I think she's funny. I think she's smart. I can't take my eyes off her. She's a star.
And I
know.
love that they hated her on site.
Oh, of course.
That's
they
such
were
a
jealous.
compliment. And they were like making fun of her for taking her top off. And it's like, poor Faith. Faith took her top off. No one cared. No one noticed.
It is a little bit contrived, and obviously I know the whole show is contrived, although I can believe that they're
believe
waiters
everything.
at SUR when I see their apartments.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, you're good. But Lala, having read in the news, like she's with a producer, she's got money when she's like, Lisa, please take me back to be a hostess. It's like, what?
What?
But I don't care why. She's back.
Anyone
She's
with
back.
tits can fly private. Whatever. I'm like, I can't. I don't know how
I've
that.
never.
How about her crazy monologue she went on in testimony, which I rewound, and she was like, every day I look in the mirror and I thank my legs for walking. I thank my big man hands for holding things. She's like, and I thank my neck for turning.
Yeah, and then she said, and I thank my vagina or my pussy for taking that dick. I mean,
you,
that was
Danielle.
I was like, this is like Medea. Like, this is a monologue we can use for the ages.
I believe she said, and I thank my kitty cat for taking that dick. I was like,
so
whoa,
good. I
whoa.
I've never thanked my vagina once, and she deserves some thanking.
Well, she doesn't have any allies. Like, she needs to tell
vagina?
herself. She needs to look in the mirror and be like, I like my hands. I like my feet. Like, that's a pretty sad, lonely place to be.
Really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, just like, I like my feet.
I like my neck, you know. That's like when you like run out of things to be grateful for, and they're like, look, you have feet. You're like, okay, you know, look, you have a
That's
torso.
when you know you're at rock bottom, when you're just like, but it's not even rock bottom. Like, and I know some people do come from that beautiful place of like, and we all should be so lucky to be breathing and be walking 100%. But it did feel a little sad, her monologue.
Yeah.
I found it empowering.
She has her mom and James, I guess.
I thought she did have a friend. She has a friend in Ariane.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Now, I love, is it Ariana?
Ariana. Yeah.
I love Ariana's hair. She's become a little too confident with it. It's flip-flopping every which way.
Well, she's very serious about comedy. That's my favorite.
I know.
I love when she freaked out about Kristen doing some like lame show at 99 like seat theater somewhere.
Now, I have seen a lot of housewives try to parade and masquerade as though they're like doing stand-up nights, and like Brandi Glanville is a million times more talent and humor in her pinky than this Ariana, who is like a suck of energy. She's like a void.
She is. She's a succubus.
I think she thinks that because she's dry, that it means she's funny, because there are people with a dry wit. Ariana does not have the wit part. She's just dry as a fucking piece of
And she might be smarter than the people she hangs out with. I think she hangs down and so feels like superior. I think she goes down to feel superior all the time.
She's like, when you go high, I go low.
Yeah. She
Well, I don't know.
No, she will not fuck her boyfriend.
I don't mind Sandoval. I gotta say.
He's disgusting.
I hate him.
I like that he cries a lot.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I've always said I wish the two of them would flip relationships.
They should. Yeah.
I just don't get this Sandoval character.
I don't get either of the Tom-Toms.
I mean, Peter's probably really pissed about Tom.
Why?
He's actually holding the fort down at the bar.
Yeah, he's the only one
The
who's
one Tom doesn't even
working
work there. The one Tom worked there for one shift and quit.
Schwartz, you mean?
Yeah, and he gets his own bar.
Guys, how about Schwartz cheating on Katie and being like, yeah, I was asleep. And then she's like, well, you can't do things like that anymore. He's like, don't tell me what to do. She's like, I'm simply asking for you not to get blackout drunk and cheat on me. He's like, I will not live under your prison rules.
No. And she's just like, I mean, I think we got somewhere. And then she was like, just don't drink for one night. Like, that's what it came down to. Like, don't do shots tonight. And he
seemed
couldn't
to be
even
drinking,
do that.
right?
Oh, yeah. They went back to Jax's apartment after the reveal of the Faith tapes, and they all got wasted. The way that these people drink, they drink like I used to drink in college, when you're like, oh my God, we can drink for the first time. And I can't believe we can drink. And this is so exciting. And you get over that. You're like, I know I can drink now. I'm an adult, and people will give me alcohol when I pay for it.
But then that feeling tapers off when you're 30, much less when you're 45, like Jax.
Oh, Jax. Oh, I like Brittany. She's all right.
Love. She's all right.
Yeah.
She's wonderful.
I was going to say I like her, and then I was like, she's with Jax, something's wrong. Like there's something we don't
wrong,
know.
Riki.
Yeah.
Something's very wrong. I think there was some, how do I say this?
What?
Some stuff in her past.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's doing.
Yeah. Something's up.
Something's sure up.
no,
But
I
you know
do
what?
like her.
Brittany's
She's
mom-
pleasing.
Yes, she is.
Pleasing
She's
to the
so
eye.
sweet. And Brittany's always like, when she had that conversation with her mom, and her mom give her the worst advice ever. If my daughter will be like, get the fuck out of there, I'm coming to get you. This one was like, honey, you do what's right for you. No! How is that a thing?
She's like, I think I will, Mama. I'll go to Vegas and come back.
back.
Yeah.
It was Dirty Jax, because I mean, not that, but you know, like where the mom was sort of enabling the daughter in that weird way of like,
She's like baby Juning her. She's like pushing her out on stage and be like, stay there, Daddy. Yeah.
And you know what
On
I
a
felt
franchise.
when everything was happening with Jax? Literally the most unforgivable things were coming forward. And what was in Brittany's head is like, but I don't want to get off the show. Like, I'll be off this show.
I feel like they'd keep her on the show.
I think they would too.
See,
I
she
think
doesn't
she's-
trust that.
No, she doesn't, and she should. She's interesting enough that she could
Yeah,
stay.
she's great.
And everyone loves
She needs
her.
to look at the mirror and thank God for her feet
Yep.
and she's got quite a tan bosom.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
and that
she
kitty that can take Jax's dick.
Okay, guys.
He knows that thing is covered in syphilis.
Guys, we flashed back. Now, I'm not I don't follow this show. So I saw a clip for the first time that I hope, was this a shot heard around the world? When we saw Katie and Schwartz's terrible wedding, when he was hysterically crying, and they panned to Sandoval, wiping his eyes with Schwartz's dog.
Yes, that is the best. He kept lifting up the puppy and wiping it.
Wiping his eyes on that poodle's fur. I thought I'd seen it all.
With the dog.
Wiping his eyes with a dog. I thought I'd seen it all.
people are-
Like, you don't want to use your hand?
These people are animals, like just animals.
I think Lisa's very becoming on the show.
Yeah. That's
because
probably her best
she's
look.
a voice of reason.
And I think they're contractually required to compliment her 5 times per show. Because every time there's like around 5 testimonials about her beauty, them wanting to have sex with her, how wise she is. I think it's in the contract.
Riki.
Wow.
Don't you think?
Wow.
There's way too many compliments.
You're
They
as
never,
wise as Ariana.
They never
You're as
compliment
wise
each
as
other.
Lisa Vanderpump.
I'm as funny as Ariana.
Guys, those big blue glasses on Sheena and her being like, Taco Bell. I'm just like, that's Sheena in a nutshell.
She is.
That scene with her boyfriend was the darkest scene when she goes, it's just really fun to like have a guy who like lives in a house in Beverly Hills. And he's so not into her.
No.
And they flash. She was basically like, I just like love like being with someone who has money. It was so dark.
Well, then
I'm happy and I'm going to be happy and no one's going to say that I'm not.
And then there was that scene with that other waitress who had seen her boyfriend kissing somebody else.
Literally seen it with her own eyes.
Yeah, and she was like, "Well, why are you telling me that?" She's like, "Because I saw him kissing someone." She's like, "Okay, well, that's what he said. So we're in a good place, and this is all right."
And then she goes, that's really funny because like he hates kissing. That was the wildest. She goes, good for you for like figuring it out because he hates kissing and that one's on you.
Oh, that's such a bad excuse. I hate kissing. What if your boyfriend said that to you?
I love just this dialogue. Brittany and Jax were seeming like totally fine, despite the fact that he has openly cheated on her with an elderly woman asleep. Please don't forget that detail. I feel like it's getting lost.
No, and
Faith is
being
pregnant.
recorded. How is Faith taking out the recorder?
And where is Faith? Let's see this beautiful, bold, brave woman.
What is she doing? Why is she Well, James recorded it off Faith's phone.
So it's a.
So no, Faith recorded it, and then when Faith went to the bathroom, James recorded the
that's
recording.
how we have this recording.
It's a recording of a recording.
Yeah, and he sent it to Lala, and Lala cannot be stopped.
Don't these people lock their fucking phones?
They don't.
So Brittany and Jax are in front of the bar, and this is like, again, it's horrible things have happened. Not yet about the recording, but Jax says, should we have a housewarming party? Brittany says, should we? It might be uncomfortable. Jax, I don't think it will be.
And then look, it certainly was. Well, then when Jax tries to blame her,
Oh, that's the worst.
like that's such a turner, like, and then she starts to feel it and take it on. It's so sad. That's what I mean. It's like,
that's the ultimate
tough to
abuser
watch.
behavior. Yeah, he's like, I fucked you over, and you complained about it, so it's your fault. And she's like, you can see her mind being like, yeah, I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
I did it wrong. Yeah.
can we
Even Katie, they all are just in this terrible mindset of like, they need these men so desperately.
And they can't see what we see is that they don't.
Well, they do.
I mean, they could just get another shitty guy. That's what I mean.
Katie could find another Schwartz.
Oh, I
for
want to
sure.
see more of Stassi and that guy. That was a really tough scene when they were at dinner.
I don't know if he's that into it.
No, he is not.
Yeah.
He said, this was my favorite quote. She was like, wow, you're so smart. He goes, it's going to rain. And you can only control your reaction to the rain. I was like, ew! And she's like, he's a genius.
I miss season 1 Stassi though. That was
She
that
was
was the best.
beautiful
That
season
was peak
1.
Stassi.
Yeah, she's done stuff to
Well,
herself
this is
that I
going to
haven't
seem as though
liked.
I'm fat shaming. I'm not. She has a beautiful body, but her face is very puffy.
I think because she's
lots of
put stuff in it. I also think she's put
You
like
think it's
filler.
alcohol?
I mean, I don't know how many bottles of wine can you drink without having it have an effect? Is that so mean? I don't know.
No, I'm not looking.
No, you're right.
I mean,
She's one of those like
she's openly been drunk for a decade.
and she said, I read some interview where she said she can only eat like one meal a day to stay skinny. So she's one of those like anorexic alcoholics.
Right.
I know that's a tough
They do
label.
those fillers though. There's a lot of that. They all have those.
Katie can't.
Katie
move.
could use some fillers.
What? I think she's all fillers.
There's some other things on that face I'd fill.
like her mouth hole. Wow. Guys, let's talk about Tom Sandoval's trumpet playing.
James is like, that's amazing.
It was so shocking because when someone brings out a trumpet, you assume, because that's such a strange instrument. It's not like a guitar where people like think it's cool and they're
People
like,
can suck at guitar.
yeah,
It's
like you're
fine.
like, but they think it's cool, so that you're kind of like, okay, well, anyone can have a guitar, but we don't know if it's going to be good. When someone so boldly presents a trumpet and has their own, you assume there is some amount of skill that I've never seen someone pick up a trumpet and then basically
Be like,
scream
I'm ready
out of
for
it.
you to record this. Yes. I'm ready for this to go on a track.
And then he was like, good session. Shocked.
Lala was pretty good though.
Yeah, I think she's a good singer.
She's great at everything she touches, everything she does.
She does have a singing accent, though. She gets a new, ain't no but feeling like I'm feeling yo. Like
Ricky.
Ain't nobody.
I have to look away from you, Ricky.
No, doesn't she
do it again. Do it again.
Ain't nobody feeling me like I'm feeling yo. Like that kind of thing. Right?
Like Britney does.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like,
Ricky.
am I wrong?
You're making my
right.
skin crawl. You're so right.
It's
Stuff we don't want to acknowledge.
Oh, right.
It's just so painful.
Yeah.
It's hard to see the truth in the daylight. When you shine a light on it, like in the sparkles and the dark of my room, I'm like, she's a really good singer. But then you bring it out into light.
And she's like, hey, what's going on? Ain't nobody feeling like I'm feeling yo. Yeah. Or whatever that is.
That show seems to, though, always be in the bright light. Like, they're always seem to be like under fluorescent lights and shopping at that garish store on Melrose. Mm-hmm. Everything about it is the worst of LA.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to put any money into it, and they're not going to. I think Lisa gets all the money.
How much are they being paid, Ricky? Why doesn't anyone know?
And they do like 17 episodes or something now, right? I think they get like 10 grand an episode.
That's a lot of money, though. Put it into your place of living. Put it into your lifestyle. No? They're not saving it.
No.
They're drinking it. But I'm sure that they get so much free booze. Like, where's it going?
What are they spending it on? Are they all just really good savers? And we're just misjudging them? No, there's no way.
I don't understand it. If anyone has any intel, please
has the
tweet me.
financials of the Vanderpump kids.
Please
and I say
tweet me.
kids when they're all 40, but still, they come across like kids.
Have we looked on Celebrity Net Worth?
No, because that says I am like have a lot more money than I do, and I'm like, no.
I'm gonna give Stassi a little.
Lala's gonna be rich.
Yeah,
she's gonna be so rich.
Any other loves, hates about Vanderpump, Ricky?
Oh, at one point, I don't remember this because it happened a few days ago, but I know I've come out strongly against James, and I know you like him, Casey, but he did something that made me laugh so hard that I got back on his side. I think it was when he said something or something was revealed and then he ran and it made me really laugh. I can't remember what it was though, but I just put James running away is making me soften.
I really liked him at the reunion last year when he was making fun of Stassi. When she's amazing. Like, you fucked Kristen to be on the show, and he's like, yeah. You came crawling back from New York, and he just admitted it. I'm like, okay, well, I like you.
He's great.
He does say his own name a lot, and he thinks people are jealous of him, which they're not. People are jealous of Lala. No one's jealous of James. Nobody wants his life or anything. They don't want his girlfriend. They don't want his DJ career.
No, I think James is riddled with chlamydia, for sure.
Guys, important update. Yeah. Stassi, Schroeder, and you think generally... Danielle, they're shooting higher than their net worth.
They're shooting higher than their net worth.
Actually, they're saying that she's right there with her former BFF Katie's net worth. They both share the same net worth, which is $30,000.
No, that's not.
Are they getting?
Look, I'm not laughing about that, but these are television stars.
Yeah. They need to
we have a podcast devoted to them. We make more than that on this podcast.
I mean, what?
Wow.
They have more than that. They've got to be making more than that. They're on television.
Someone get us the info.
All the money goes to Lisa.
Someone get us this. We have our sources. Get us
I think they signed a 7-year contract and they can't renegotiate. And they want to be on the show. They probably
I guess they get their perks in other ways.
The Bravo has them over a barrel.
Instagram perks and stuff. But
yeah, they're all doing that like flat tummy tea.
I'd like to try that flat tummy tea.
Me too. Ramona's always pressing it. Who did it recently?
Is it Kim K that does it too?
I don't know.
It's all of them. It's like flat tummy tea and that like diet 310 or whatever.
What's the one Kim Zolciak is on?
I think that might be flat tummy tea.
Okay. She's looking good.
She's fantastic. I mean, for a person that has built herself out of stone.
Oh, God.
No, literally.
Like she's carved herself out of flesh.
And not to jump to Atlanta, but last week when she was like singing Amazing Grace and they were flashing back to the old her, it was like totally different face. Just shocking. Back and forth. It's the flashbacks are great.
That was unbelievable. Yeah. We're in the middle of a conversation. She was like, Amazing Grace out of nowhere. Let's take a quick break, guys. We're back.
Yes, we are.
Should we jump into Beverly Hills?
Yes, please.
Ooh.
Beverly Hills. Now, I'm still not thinking they have much right now in terms of storyline. It's not giving me anything quite
There's
yet.
too much screen time for Teddy.
Yes.
She's a Demetria for me. She should be gone like halfway through the season mysteriously and no one knows what happened.
Wow.
Don't
You're
you
right.
think?
You're 100% right.
We don't
Although
need it.
This intrigued me, this lateness story. It grabbed me.
When you got nothing else, you got to hold on to something.
Yeah.
I mean, Dorit is a monster.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
And the fact that I've been reading her Twitter, she has no idea. She thinks that like she keeps slamming Teddy on Twitter. And one of our listeners pointed out that PK is getting up in her Twitter and like replying nasty comments to people.
PK has nothing to do. When she said on this week's episode that she was like, I was this great bathing suit designer. And then when PK and I got married, he decided that I should let go of my career. And so I did. And it was like, what?
And I've never regretted it since.
She was like, and you know what? I love it. It was so...
It wasn't like I came to that decision. He was like, he decided that it would be best. And I was like, that's an insane thing to say.
But luckily, Danielle, she's restarting her line,
Thank
and
God.
red is the color of the moment.
Oh my God. When they're like, they go, red is the so of the moment. She's like, it is.
My favorite thing about bathing suit designers, though, you look at the bathing suits and they just look like bathing suits. There's nothing. They're just like a triangle top with a bathing suit bottom.
Or like a one piece with some cutouts.
right. You're
That is
okay.
to say I would buy it.
You would buy Dorit.
In a second.
Watching Dorit in that sad meeting with all her little sycophants that she's hired to have around her be like, you're amazing. It was so
I was like, who's
uncomfortable.
at this meeting?
Yeah, what are their qualifications? It was her manager or something, right?
But they seemed like young gals, but then it seemed like they had worked with her on the last line. And I feel like she just met those people.
Oh, for sure.
They seem new.
Oh, here was the quote exactly. Red is having such a moment right now. Such a moment. That's how it went down.
And that
Dorit is
crazy
amazing
name,
TV.
what was it, like Nuva or Nova?
No, but it means
Nava?
beautiful or whatever.
And they're all like,
crap.
ooh, it was Nava, I think.
I go, ew.
Everyone's like,
not
wow.
catchy. Yeah.
No.
I hate Dorit. What the fuck was that Sia like wig she wore?
Are these all wigs? I can't. They're
I
all
don't know
wigs.
if she has hair.
I don't either.
I think she might not.
Okay, we were sent by an anonymous source a photo of Dorit from her yearbook back in the day, and it is unbelievably shocking.
Yeah, it is the opposite of what she is now.
Now, this seems like a good version of it, but you know when you actually see Nicole Kidman with like her real curls, and you're like, whoa, oh. But the picture, the absolute worst version of that.
It's crazy, frizzy, fuzzy.
Huge brown, dark brown.
Like everything is bigger. And
God, I want
looks
someone to rip off her wig during a fight and then that brown hair pops out. Like the curly brown hair. And everyone's like, what? Her hair does always look good. Those
It
wigs
looks
are- yeah.
amazing.
And I think she looks cute.
I
but-
think she's gorgeous, and she has built it. She has
good
built the
TV.
palace that is Dorit's face, and it is impressive.
that
She
house-
understands the show in a way that Teddy doesn't.
You're right.
You know, she understands the excess and the show offness and, you know, to put her worst self out there.
You're right.
She,
I have to
she,
give
she
that
knows
to her.
the game.
And Teddy,
Wow.
Teddy's trying to be down to earth.
Yeah.
Teddy's trying to be Teddy.
She's like, oh my God, it's $35,000 for my kids' preschool. Like, but like, I'm so normal. You're like, no, you're not. You're
And
not.
actually, you should be exploiting how not normal you are.
Yes, that's the
yeah,
interesting
she
part.
keeps trying to tell us she's a country girl, and you're a country cougar melon camp girl. You're not, you know,
lives
like,
in a
there's
mansion
difference.
and rides horses. Like,
Yeah.
there's no poor kids with horse hobbies.
No,
Yeah.
God, no.
This doesn't happen.
Well, I read in the Daily Mail, Dorit's like they've lowered the price on their house. They do own that house and
They
they're
do?
selling it.
Okay.
And Dorit's quote was, "We're keen to sell. You're not fucking British."
No.
She's so annoying.
I appreciate this is something, and I've told you, if I could have a British accent, I would. And sometimes when someone comes by me with a certain vocal quality, I again, as I meet you at your note, I'll meet them at their accent.
I will too. You know, when I go home to visit my relatives in the South, of course, I'm like, "Ma'am, this," and
too.
"Sir, that." But not on national television.
I grew up in Georgia, but my parents are from New York. I never had an accent, but sometimes I'll be like, well, I'm from Georgia. Like, I can't not
You can't help
do
it.
I
I'm from
can't-
Buffalo. Yeah. Dorit does seem exhausted though. That voice is wearing her out.
think she's
She's exhausted. Like when she gets one drink, she has 12 and she's just spinning.
Wow,
She's like, Camille, you can't.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
I did think that was like a little inappropriate to yell at the party, but Camille's latched on to this in such a sad way to kind of bring herself back to relevancy at that motley lunch where Kyle was wearing a wild look. Kyle
Kyle, I do love Kyle this season. I
too.
think
Me too.
she is a voice of reason.
do too.
I feel sorry for her that her sisters aren't talking to her. I'm
was
excited.
crying.
I'm excited to see her show American Woman.
And you know what? I want to say something. Kyle, if you're listening, I'm proud of you.
Me too. And even though your sisters won't give it to you, we will.
Those monsters.
Monsters. Because guess what? It is your story too. And they don't have ownership of it. And they can put their versions out. But this is your story. And why shouldn't you make it into art? And I support that.
And they don't have the fucking talent to put it
No,
out.
they don't. So they can fuck off.
Yeah.
And we'll be proud of you, Kyle.
And there's only a couple housewives that are indispensable, and I think she's one of them.
Oh, yeah.
I think the show would be done without her. It would go the way of Jersey. Nothing would happen. It would just be, there'd be no glue.
You know what?
The same way when Carolyn Manzo left.
Over. Yeah.
And I don't even like her. Wow.
Wow.
Riki, you're really,
Kyle's the essential kernel in that show.
she is the essential kernel. And it was tough, this week to watch her dog lift its leg and piss on her mold crown molding. That was hard.
Yeah, that was.
But we have to see our idols fall.
Yeah, we have to see them be down to earth and just regular people. Their dogs piss on them too. And what are you going to do?
Right, but I am loving Kyle this season. She's easy. She's breezy. She looks amazing.
But her fashion choices are bold.
And her hair with that. Ooh.
Yeah, there were some choices there but I don't think, does she have a stylist?
She has a store. She's got her own store. Like she can see any
She is
clothes
her
she
own
wants to.
stylist.
Yeah.
That store is, I've walked by it.
Yeah.
And every dentist and doctor and gynecologist appointment I've ever had. And there's not a soul in there.
It's like Dash.
I like how you're acting like Danielle. This is new information. We have discussed this 1 million
I
times.
know, but Riki hasn't heard it.
I know,
maybe.
but it's just. Oh God.
Yeah.
Lisa Rinna. I'm also enjoying her this season.
Me too.
I am over Lisa Rinna.
Oh.
I every time she comes on, I tune out. And same with every season she's been on there. And that's same with Eileen. Any soap opera person, I just don't care. I don't buy it.
What about Erica, who's guest starred on a soap opera?
I love her.
Okay.
I love
Everyone loves Erica, but
Yeah.
I'm back on Lisa. I fell off Lisa last season, but I'm back on. The only thing that was a bit sweaty to me and felt like last season Lisa was her bringing up the Ken and Lisa. Like, also to picture Ken assaulting anybody. I know. And not that assault is funny. I just can't picture it and I don't believe it. But I will say...
Ken assaulted himself when he fell on that Baja shelf.
Yes, if Ken can even swing an arm and not crack it in half.
Then they flashed to Ken with honestly, there was a puppy peeking out of his button up. I'm sure
he's living in Lisa's world. Like he's living in her house and her world. And
Ken is brittle bones, and I don't think he's. But
Everyone was like, "There's no way Ken could assault someone. Like he's an elder."
Do you remember when they were renewing their vows, Ken and Lisa? And all Ken's vows were about Lisa, and then all of Lisa's vows were about Lisa. They all were about how great she was, and I was like, she's talking about herself the whole time. And yeah, everyone's like, that's
But he
so
loves
romantic.
her for that. I will say he loves her just the way she is.
Yes.
But that part felt a little sweaty and out of the blue, and it didn't come from anything. And that's when I don't like Lisa, when it's like, I got something. I finally got something. It's like,
Staying in the game.
yeah.
There should be a ha-cha-cha underneath everything and a rim shot or something.
Yep.
There's this little showboat there.
I thought it was a tough scene when we saw Erica was talking to Mikey because a couple things came to light for me. I thought Mikey basically lived in that guest house.
Me too. When
One of the listeners tweeted me that they were surprised too and thought that Mikey would have had a cubby in their mudroom. That really made me laugh.
I was
He
shocked.
seemed very disconnected. He had no idea that Mr. Girardi broke his ankle.
I thought to myself, has Mr. Girardi ever met Mikey? That is something I thought.
That's a great thing.
Different wings of the
I
house.
was like, they don't meet in the middle.
You're right.
They have such separate lives that Mikey, who is a huge figure, and Erica's like tiptoes out when Mr. Girardi enters.
I'm just seeing Erica now in Beauty and the Beast, going through Pasadena, there's something's strange and almost kind, and you is warm, and and then Mikey and all of them are the teapots and the stuff, and then Mr. Girardi is the Beast.
yeah.
Wow.
He's just in a separate wing. And they all freeze when he comes out.
85.
What?
85.
I know. That was shocking. And when she was like, it was a tough moment when she was realizing this is an elder man. Like,
then she wasn't like, I mean, what will I do without him? She's like, what will happen? How will I live? She's like, will my life be different?
What's going on with the house?
Yes. Like, what's going to do with the cars?
Yeah, I don't know. I still can't quite get my head around that relationship. I just don't know where they're at. Like, I do believe there's love there, but I don't know. Again, we've said this before. Like, it doesn't seem like a romantic love anymore. It seems more fatherly. Mm-hmm. Don't look at me like
when
that.
She said, though, I did cry when she was like, when they sent the childhood photos back, that story of her dad's, and she's like, I don't exist. I was like, oh, that's everything. That's so sad.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
And I was crying when Kyle was talking about her sisters. I mean, the show gets me sometimes. We do know these women. They're our friends.
Mm-hmm. And when they
hurt really,
me,
actually, I know we just talked about it, really bummed me out about Kim and Kathy.
Yeah, me too. Because
it doesn't mean as much for you to not have your like little story out there, which I'm sure has been totally changed by your writer's room to make your sister feel that way.
Yeah. And also, like, she has stood by them through a lot of shit. A lot. And so for them to stop speaking with her over something that she can feel proud of and ownership of, and even though it's technically about their lives, like, it's not. Anyone who's ever written anything ever knows that it just gets changed and moved, and who cares? It's just a starting point. And they know that. They've been in the business. Like, it felt selfish to me, and it felt
a lot of hard
jealous.
work getting a TV show on the air. It's like, it's impossible.
She
they
has
need to be
3.
happy for her.
She has 3.
Impossible.
Yeah.
I have 0. 3.
Yeah. Guys, I just don't know. I'm not as mad that we don't have anything. Like, yes, we don't, but I am still enjoying myself.
Me too.
Even though next week's episode, it shows Lisa blowing Kyle with a dog hair cleaner at Vanderpump Dogs, and Dorit and Erica going for a ride in a sports car. Just like, what's happening?
What is going on? Especially after New York, which was like the best season ever.
And
that's my favorite season of any Housewives season.
And we
ever.
have such a season coming to us next year. The New York season. I'm
good.
awaiting like Christmas goddamn morning. I am. And I will say the sad thing about Beverly Hills right now is they all have like the saddest things in common, and they feel excited by them. They'll be like, we both like exercise, or we both love horses. Like, it's, who cares?
They can't
like,
find any other common ground.
No,
I mean, what are Lisa and Teddy going to talk about? Like, other than horses, they don't have anything.
No. I mean, and Lisa isn't even like, I like your father's songs. It's just, there's nothing.
Well, Lisa Rinna's tried to say that a couple times.
Has. Yeah. She's the one that's like, I used to dance. I used to aerobicize to those songs.
She is in that decade still.
They've really like taken, I don't know, like exposed Harry Hamlin for like the just dorky dad that he is. He's always like, I made her wash her clothes. It's like, Harry, I don't want to see you like this.
I don't need to.
She always calls him Harry Hamlin. One of the only times we've ever seen Lisa Rinna cry is when she was like, I don't want Harry Hamlin to ever have to take a job for money again from her mansion. She's crying about that. I'm like, he doesn't.
Riki, I'm going to stop you right there. Is it a mansion?
Or, well, I mean.
Look, I know real estate out here is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like your traditional Spanish style.
Yeah, but she's the one who did like the diaper commercials. What's Harry been? He's in like Mad Men. He's not like lowering himself.
Well, I want to say one thing about Harry is turn in Mad Men. I don't think I said it last week.
What?
No, you didn't.
Mad Men is a show where every single actor is great, including ones that are terrible, come off so beautifully and amazing. And there's only like a couple of them that in other shows, I feel like they would not come off as well. Harry's the only one that stuck out to me so shockingly.
I loved him. I loved him in Mad Men. I think
Really?
he did a terrific job.
Really?
He was sort of like, I felt like the character was sort of like Upper East Side, sort of like effete. Like, I got it.
Todd, maybe I'm seeing it all wrong.
I don't know. I loved him. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something ghost-like about that character where he like wasn't there, but he was when he was in every room.
Wow, maybe you guys, that was him doing great acting, you're saying.
Yeah, it might be intentional.
That was Harry, not Harry's like up in the clouds. But I guess he does seem on the details about his daughter's laundry. Wow. Let's take a break while I mull on this. I think Harry was amazing in Mad Men.
We're back, guys, and on to Atlanta. Now, we start off the episode with a board meeting that Portia calls.
Oh, boy.
A real ragtag group in a boardroom meeting about Portia?
Not even just meeting, like discussing her new acting career and rehearsing her acting career around a conference table.
Yeah, and what happened to the salon?
Great question.
Good question,
That just
Riki.
disappeared, and she's now like, I'm acting.
The salon does seem to have fallen away. But when I saw Portia, when she said, I've played in some plays, and we got to see her in a play, I thought she was pretty good.
Whatever happened to her stuff, the dump? Her juices.
She had a cleanse line called The Dump.
Oh no. Oh.
She's had a lot.
She just doesn't hang on to those businesses.
No, it doesn't seem it. How does Portia have all this money? How are all these people having money?
Cordell.
Really? But
Yeah,
they
she-
didn't have kids.
Oh.
And she basically like called him out of the closet in front of America.
There must have been some prenup in order, I guess. And she does have that radio station job.
Right. I forgot about.
I don't know how much radio pays in that no one's listening to radio anymore, but sure.
Now, in that testimonial, Portia, the look she's rocking with her breasts out, with the gap between them that is like this, like a foot gap between them.
Crevasse.
It is just great.
It doesn't have to be there. We've seen her other looks, and they're just smushed
No,
together.
it doesn't have to be there, Riki. It doesn't have to be there.
Some people have that destiny, and she's not one of them.
No.
Yes.
Who would choose that?
She's choosing that actively. Guys, I have to say, thank God I'm loving Kim back. Why can't she be back every episode? Kim and Nene are like Vicky and Tamara, Ramona and Sonia. We just need to see them together. People think it's like we like them fighting. No, we want to see them together.
I want to see
I just
them.
want to see her there.
This was a big dropping of news where Kim says that Candy offered to lick her box.
Okay, I forgot about that one.
That was a piece of news that we hadn't heard.
I rewound it about 20 times because they put, like subtitles under it. And she basically was like, I declined to let her lick my box.
Because Kim was a lesbian for a little bit. Remember, she had that girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, between the mystery boyfriend and the football player.
Yes.
And then supposedly Candy had also offered. Remember when
She's offered a lot of people.
Yeah, Phaedra had said that she's
available.
And then Portia was like,
first.
I don't want no teapots short and stout or what, wasn't it something like that? Or no, I'm just kidding. I don't want no scrubs, but like, I don't want any.
She said, I don't want no teapots short and stout. I love when Sheree and Kim are at this lunch and Sheree's trying to just like catch Kim up on everything. And Kim goes, wait, what do you mean? What happened with Portia and Candy? Sheree says, well, the whole sex, drugging, things like that. Kim says, oh, right.
She forgot about it.
Sheree and Kim have a beautiful relationship.
They do.
I like Sheree this season. I can't believe it. She's most improved.
Most improved.
Oh man, she was bad the first season. She was good on the show, but
can you remember a time when she was gone? Remember, she was off the show for like 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah. And then she came back, thank God. Mm-hmm. What did we do without her?
Was Luann ever gone for a full season?
Oh yeah, she was a friend. She wasn't in the cast picture for one of the seasons.
I think Luann and Sheree are very similar.
Yeah.
They occupy similar places, which is like I detest them as people, but I'm warming up to them slowly based on their terrible behavior.
And they can stay semi-relevant.
Well, and then Sheree, like Kim seemed to support Sheree's new relationship, to which Sheree said, like, she's like, so are you serious about this guy? Like Kim said that. And Sheree was like, if he gets out of prison, he will be my new boyfriend. But just like if he gets out of prison, I think he's the one.
It just feels so hopeless though, because she's like, there's an appeal. It's just like, no, it feels like when someone's like, no, it's fine. He didn't text me back. Like they're like, no, he's not. I don't know.
It's much like Sheena. It's just like nothing will rock the foundation of this. And I love how Sheree is like, Cairo's home to cook me dinner from college. She's like, I am the luckiest mom in the whole world. The phone rings. It's her incarcerated boyfriend. And she's like, Cairo, I got to take this. Just like walks out on him.
I would say Cairo's presence on that show is similar to Harry Hamlin's presence in Mad Men.
Oh,
right? Like he's kind of a ghost. He's like a little mumbly and
I'm very attracted to Cairo.
right, but you're drawn to him.
Yeah, but it's
Cairo is so handsome. I haven't seen that handsome of a man before. He's very handsome.
I did not know you can be on a reality show from prison.
Yeah. I guess you can.
Yeah, does he get a paycheck for his voice work?
I mean, they must have to do clearances and get him.
I mean, we're not allowed to hear Faith, but we can hear this guy in prison.
I have to say, this psychic that rolls up okay, we've seen a lot of psychics in our day. This one was the best.
Yes.
Not the second best?
Well, second best, of course.
There's Alison Dubois, obviously.
But she follows in the family of a Dubois.
Yes, she's right up there.
Right up there, telling everyone the craziest things and making them lock their cell phones. And she knew what she was up to, but it was really crazy.
And she won't touch half of them, but she'll hug some of them and not the others.
And then she walks out. She's like, I'm not having this. And then walks out.
I'm like, do you know what this show is? Don't leave. We need more of you.
Why is she so mean?
Yeah.
I have
really
to say, Nini's really annoying me.
Yeah.
And I really thought the conversation she had with Kim nailed her in the right way, where Nini was trying to put all this on Kim. And Kim finally said, actually, I think you're the one that's off right now. Mm-hmm. She's like, you don't seem like you're there. You seem like you're on drugs. And I feel the same. Like, I don't think Nini's on drugs at all, but she's just not invested. She's not there.
She's mugging too much. She's making those faces too much. Like, it feels like when someone has one good pose in a picture once and they recreate it for everything, she just, like, someone told her she was funny with that face. And she always makes it.
The best housewives can kind of sort of cop to what they've done. They don't do it in a good way, but Nini can never admit that she's done anything. She always turns it around. She's with the elephants in the room when she was really just mad because Kim Zolciak called her out on having a handicap placard. And that is ultimately what it comes down to.
At the end of the day.
Like, she didn't want anyone to know that she was,
game in the system.
Yeah. And
no one's surprised.
I know. And then I felt like Kim was genuine. She was saying, like, I love Greg, and Nini will not give it up. And it's so boring to me.
And it would seem like Nini changed her mind. Like, she was supposed to come there. She knew she was supposed to meet them. And then all of a sudden, like, midway through the meal, she was like, there are too many elephants. And it's like, what?
What?
Oh, and then poor Cynthia shows up with an elephant. She got the memo. She's nail on the head.
Cynthia?
Sailor party. I'm dressed as a sailor.
I hate it. And I hate that this world is driven often by beauty, but Cynthia, I love her because she's beautiful.
I was shocked to know that the Bailey agency still exists.
That was a surprise. Well, and then now it's like a school or something. So the Bailey agency and school. There was a caveat on
because
the side.
They're like school and shop.
Right. They seem to be like packing bags for people, giving school supplies to, kids that needed them in the middle of the day. But and everyone was in like their sweats, but there also was a step and repeat. And that was strange. To me, where I was like, wait, what's happening here? Is that always there? Is that brought out for this?
That's the Housewives thing, which is like the funeral with the cameras.
Yes.
Giving, something to disadvantaged children with making them walk a step and repeat. Like, that's the clash of the titans that we witness.
It is, but I love Atlanta.
It's
Atlanta
why we love it.
Never
It really is.
I love it.
Doing me right.
Yeah. I just don't want to see Nini get desperate for storylines. No. I want to see Nini be the center and be the middle of it again.
And be the queen that she's meant to be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's gone down in the mud
in Georgia. Isn't that her tagline?
Oh,
isn't she? She's the tastiest peach or something.
This is my Max. Speaking of taglines, has anyone watched Teddy Turn during her tagline? It is upsetting. Do yourself a favor. She's just like, I caught it because usually I just fast forward past that stuff, but she like turned and it was like, oh, Teddy. Like, she just hasn't gotten it. She needs like a turning coach.
And her tagline is something about like what a great person she is, right? She's like, I want to be my best and do my best or something. You're like, oh, you already don't get it. From tagline.
We don't want that.
No,
we want your worst.
We want your worst. Yeah. Thank you, Riki. Speaking of worst, in terms of worst city, should we move on to New Jersey?
Yeah.
Is anyone even watching New Jersey? Communicate with Danielle and I over Twitter. What's happening?
Like,
we haven't really been up in the Facebook groups. It's too upsetting.
I know. I'm just like, not that New Jersey doesn't ever make me laugh. There were some comments made tonight that I definitely laughed about, but the reunion is maybe the best part, and it's not even that interesting. And they know it too because it's only a 2-parter. Again, I will repeat. Last year, Atlanta had 4 parts.
And Riki, you said the franchise needs to just die.
Yeah, I think it's done. I think it needs to go the way of Camille. Just like bow out. You did it. You were great. Bow out.
Yeah, it's like Seinfeld. Farewell. Or like leave, and they've already missed that window to leave when they're on a high.
Just go.
It's truly horrible. Mm-hmm.
There were some funny comments tonight, when Margaret said to Siggy that she thought she had tried to destroy her, and Siggy said plainly, "Yes, I have tried to destroy you."
She was like, "That's correct." But there was a line that came out tonight. Danielle, I'll have you do it. That was really one of
What was it?
the best I've ever heard.
I don't remember. You're gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yes, the foyer.
Oh, she's like, you go after my foyer. I'm gonna go after your foyer. Was that
You
it?
talk about my foyer, I'll talk about your foyer.
Was like,
Your foyer, my foyer.
Oh,
It
that was
was
good.
insane.
My favorite piece of shade was right at the beginning when Andy Cohen asked Melissa Gorga if her dress was off the rack. That is such a way to say, yeah, he was like, oh, is that dress off the rack?
Well, I think he was trying to say, is that just from your store? Because she has a store, but it's also
Oh, she
insulting.
also has a store.
Yeah, I
Oh.
know.
all
It's-
do.
Oh, see, I thought that was like a subtle shade.
oh no, she has a store. What's it called again?
Envy.
Envy.
But I still think it was shade.
Yeah.
Because it's a terrible store.
It's a terrible store. Even though they went to Italy to find new fashions.
The looks, they spent $1 on that set.
Oh yeah.
Even Andy was just like, fuck it. I'll wear a white shirt.
He doesn't care.
Oh no, that set was terrible. What they give us for New Jersey and I'm not New Jersey, New York. When they give us a New York set, it's like some historical
Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah, like some place that like the
That New York
Rockefellers used to, throw their debutante.
The
balls at.
Vanderbilts
Yeah.
built.
Yeah, this is definitely on a soundstage in New Jersey.
If he even went to New Jersey, he was like, "You guys come here. I'm not going there."
It was like in Burbank. It was like,
Yeah, he
It was like Andy's new townhouse.
yeah, he was like, "We'll just build it in my foyer."
and they're all dressed like a rose ceremony on The Bachelor.
My favorite part of the show was when Ramona called. And then again, Ramona never fails. She answers, Andy's like, hello. When Andy's like, she's like, who's this? Like, who
am I speaking to?
Yeah, she was literally like who, like they called her. It's like, no, you called here. But she's like, who is this? What do you want?
And what in the world is Ramona calling Melissa Gorga?
Are they all friends? Like,
I always see them hanging out at like in touch parties and things of that nature.
I do love the crossovers because it feels so safe for them, clearly. So they think it's so fun. And I guess it is.
I do. I was
I
gonna
like
say, I
the
do
Kyle
enjoy
Bethany
it.
crossover. I like that they're friends.
That one's great because that's a real friendship.
And you get to see all their old noses when those pictures come out. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
Wow. And now Siggy, she wasn't looking too hot.
no. Siggy looked insane. Siggy is insane.
I think Margaret may have made Siggy fat.
You mean like Shannon?
Yeah. Something's gone on.
She's eating her feelings.
I don't know what's gone on, but you're right. A debutante dress, Dolores's breasts, everyone had lip implants.
Oh,
Everyone got a tune-up.
Teresa had lip implants like I've never seen.
I couldn't understand her. It was like Marlon Brando and On the Waterfront. She was like,
Danielle was too. She couldn't talk.
Danielle looked good, actually.
She did, but she couldn't talk. Their eyelashes were so heavy they couldn't keep their eyes open. Like I love that they were blinking the whole time.
literally, I want to know how Botox and fillers decompose.
What do you mean? Do you like pee them out?
No, when they're dead.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. When
I guess
Yeah.
it's just ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I don't know, that stuff might, it'll be the roaches and our fillers at the end of the chase.
I did think Danielle Staub looked beautiful.
Yeah, she had a lovely
looked
haircut.
really nice.
With hindsight being 2020, and I accuse us all of this, not only Teresa but myself, is that we judge Danielle too harshly. I think she might be kind of just, just trashy, but I don't know that she's a bad human the way that she was talked about. Am I right? Am I wrong?
I don't know. I think she pulled a Jax on you. I think
Did
she
she?
convinced you. Yeah, I remember the first season thinking she's dangerous.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I
actually
felt
dangerous.
like she was violent.
Yeah.
Like a violent
But did we
sociopath.
ever see, but let me ask you, did we see violence from anyone but Teresa?
That's a good point.
No. You're right.
Yeah.
So maybe Teresa pulled a Jax on you guys.
Oh, I bet she did. I bet she did well in prison because of that table flip. Like no one wants to mess with her.
I think we were led to believe that, but I wonder if the truth is that she's just kind of like trashier than them and is gonna have sex in the bathroom of a fucking pizza parlor,
That
like,
was tough.
like that might just be who she is and we look down upon that because that's fucking disgusting. Like I wonder if she's just disgusting.
It was a tough segue, and I'm not equating this, but it was tough when she was like, you called me a prostitution whore and I had sex in your pizza shop last week on live television.
With permission.
Yeah, with permission.
I did ask for permission like a classy bitch does.
And then Dolores was like, I was 100 degrees in that pizza to shop. Made me feel sick.
Hates Danielle. Hates her.
Danielle or Dolores's breasts. I can't look away.
I love
like
them.
the sun.
No, I am entranced by them. I feel comfort by them. I want to lay my head upon them. I think they're beautiful. To me, they are like two bright shining stars.
Siggy really played all her cards tonight in one line that she screamed because she was just so crazy. And I love that Margaret said, stop blaming your instability on menopause. And she is unstable. But when she just screamed at the top of her lungs, you wish you had as much money as me and you were as successful as me.
It was shocking.
It's like, oh, that's been the undercurrent of every single interaction you have. And you're crazy.
She's James Kennedy. She thinks everyone's jealous of her, and no one is. No one's trying to be her.
No.
I don't even watch the show, and I know no one is trying to be her.
Nobody.
No one wants your foyer.
Nobody. Nobody wants that foyer. So sad. Driving to get her son's laundry and then mailing it back.
Yeah. And to call someone, like, she thinks she's a life coach and she thinks she's a relationship expert. And I've never seen someone so not in touch with their own life and their own relationships.
She came into the reunion so hot, and I've been seeing her tweets have been insane. Like the perfect example of tweeting at PETA about Margaret.
Yeah, cruel. She's cruel. Like, she's a monster.
At PETA.
Like, what?
Like, she's gone on a wild ride. Like, we saw her unhinge, and I feel like it broke off since the show started airing, and she came in guns blazing. Even Dolores, I felt like, was like, I can't. It's harder to.
But I do like how she said you reported me to PETA like it's a government agency. Like she could get fined or in trouble.
The number for PETA.
Yeah. They're like, you tweeted at her. She's like, yeah, I did.
She reported me to no.
Andy just seems done with them all.
Oh yeah, he was just like, let's get this over with.
He's like, I got a gray turtleneck and a black blazer to wear on Watch What Happens Live next.
Oh,
I thought he looked great.
Yeah, he's so handsome.
Yeah.
Guys, what a show.
What a show.
Ricky,
speaking of what a show, your show, season
Tuesday.
Tell us a little bit about the season and
Season
what's going
3
on.
starts January 23rd at 10:30 with Drunk History.
Another period.
If
Will you just tell if listeners have not heard of the show?
So it's like the Real Housewives of 1902. Basically, it's narcissistic sociopaths, but at the turn of the century in America, and they're all new money. So the parallels are striking.
it's so funny. It's so smart. You guys are hilarious on it. You write it, you produce it, you star in it.
Natasha Leggero is perfection as well.
Amazing.
One scene I remember that made me laugh so hard. This was a while back. I think this was season 1 when you were having a love scene with Jason Ritter, who I love, and it was trying to be this like hot, passionate, sexy scene, but you had so many clothes on. You were both like, we're trying
It took forever. And we're like, thank God we're finally alone, but we're surrounded by servants. And it does feel like that on Housewives because they like have these, they're like, don't tell anyone. And they're on camera.
Yeah.
So it all feels
It's like when I see the Kardashians, they're constantly like taking video. It's like, bitch, your show is doing that for you.
Yeah, you don't need
And
to do
I've
it
never
yourself.
called them a bitch.
Yeah,
already
we love
recording
them.
you.
That was
I'm
shocking.
off tonight, guys.
But,
But everyone should tune in. It's
Thank
so
you.
funny. It's so great.
Season 3 is crazy. It starts out with Natasha and I going to Congress lobbying that women don't get the right to vote. So we start there and
Very
then it gets
pertinent.
worse.
We have you to
times.
thank for that.
Yeah.
thank
And there's some Trump parallels. Jason Ritter is vice president. So we do
Okay.
that. Yeah. He's always
And
sending out telegrams.
Also, guys,
He's trying to start
Garfunkel
World
and
War III.
Oats albums are so funny, so
Thank you.
good. So check those out too. We're so
Thanks.
excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
here.
you, April.
Thank you, Luz. Thank you, Earwolf. Thank you, July.
And speaking of April, I will say the outpouring of response to me needing an assistant. One amazing gentleman made a website.
I know. I saw it. It was
I've
quite
had,
wonderful.
Lori Metcalf got to me and said that she had an applicant.
I was shocked. I was like, does she listen to the pod?
I think she heard from someone, but I'd like to believe in my heart she does listen to it.
She will be an Oscar nominee. If we can get one Oscar nominee to listen to this podcast,
Just one. It just takes one.
Just one. That's all I need.
We have Elizabeth Perkins. We're getting
Elizabeth
there.
Perkins!
I know.
That was a real treat. I'm a huge fan of hers. So
Elizabeth
that was
Perkins
so
came to the Halloween show and don't think I've ever forgot it.
Oh, I was telling anyone and everyone.
My palms are sweating talking about it.
And she came dressed in a caftan. You guys, we have some high.
Did she buy it at Kyle's store?
No,
There's
I
no
don't think so.
telling.
Yeah,
There's no telling.
I don't
If she's
know.
wearing a caftan.
But to have her in our presence was a real treat. I'm a huge fan of hers. Do you guys watch Weeds? I mean, she's a true talent.
Big? Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Lori.
Yes, thanks, Lori Met. Thanks, Calf.
And thanks all of you guys for listening.
Yes, thank you guys.
Bye.
Hey there, folks. Do you like comedians from SNL, UCB, The Onion, and The Tonight Show? Are you curious about how germs control your brain or how human history is a big series of pranks? Well, hear that and more on the Cracked Podcast. That's right, Cracked.com is also a podcast hosted by me, Alex Schmidt, with guests who are comedians, novelists, scientists, live UCB audiences, and more. Every week we explore why life is fundamentally more interesting than you think it is, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. Search the Cracked Podcast on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to get free, awesome fun stuff that you'll like.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.